powerful things that was a switch for me in my business was starting to feel that my light shining brightly was not only not a threat to other people, and we'll talk about that in a second, but I grew up thinking like, dim that shit all the way down, like people are going to be upset about that. So not only is it not a threat, but that the brighter I shine, the shinier I shine, the more everyone around me is getting permission to shine too, the more they're even going to be able to see. And that there was something really powerful about knowing that just inherently, I do my work, I like bring my switch up, I shine more and more, they are going to be able to see more clearly. It's not to say that it didn't feel powerful and helpful to also layer on tools and resources and experiences and books and training. Like that felt kind of like a scaffolding piece that helped me strengthen my core. But the light part that was just about like you being you, and that already kind of inherently having these healing, inspiring properties for people, I think is really, really important. And it's a balance because the more you shine and the more you deepen in your healing, you will see it's like the light gets turned on and it exposes different places where you realize, like, oh, I could use more here. And so it does sometimes lead us to seek out new mentors, seek out new communities and trainings, and to feel held in a new way. It's almost like, oh, I turn the light on and I realize like that corner is empty. I'm going to go get some flowers to put in it. But it's not that I needed the flowers to turn the light on. It's almost like it wouldn't even make sense to think about it that way. But the main point at the beginning is really trusting that you have this healing capacity in you. And even that your deepest, truest self is a healed self. So this is another piece that it feels kind of like it's internal, but when you commit to it and shift in it and around it, it has external ramifications and it will change the way you coach, the way you show up. So if you believe, and many of us are taught this, that you're broken and that everything you do that's kind of wrong or bad or doesn't totally line up with your highest self is just more evidence of how broken you are, and you see other people around you as broken, and there's evidence of brokenness everywhere, and there's, so you may have grown up calling this sin, you may have grown up calling it power and evil, or even maybe money felt this way to you, that people just, they by nature take advantage of each other, they're bad, we're broken. And like life is the process of mitigating and patching up that brokenness. So many of us, whether we can articulate it or not, are operating that way. When you shift to recognizing instead that that has been a super convenient philosophy that's kept a lot of people in line for a long time, but that it's not actually true. And if you like really close your eyes and go in and ask the part of you that knows the most, you'll hear a voice that says that that's not true. And that by nature, no matter what we've been through, no matter how much trauma or heartbreak or pain, or even just how much brokenness we think we see around us, no matter what, there is still a core healing capacity that makes up who you are, and that your natural state is healed. And so the work then isn't just like putting a band-aid over this like broken leg. It's about like remembering and uncovering. That's why my business is called Uncover. Uncovering the healed part of you that's already there. It's really like a restoration process, not like a fixing or becoming or changing. It's like a clearing energy. And so when you can really, first of all, just even if that feels really weird right now, which is normal, and it did to me too for a long time, just like let it even if it can't come all the way in, just let it like rest on the surface at first. And then throughout the day to day, see if you can just invite in that knowing. Like, oh, what if I weren't broken? Like, what if the problem isn't just me and how like messed up I am? What if there's something in me that knows how to heal? And my job is just to clear the path so that that work that my system is already naturally kind of inclined to do, I can just make it easier. So just imagine that if like that part of you that's healed and healing and is the healer and is just kind of this spiral of golden love, like there really is something in you that is just like tingly magic, sparkly unicorn, like rainbow love. And all we're doing, it's hard, but it's also fun. All we're doing is like paving the way for that to come out. We're clearing everything out so that that can come through. And if you can just relate to that process, even if it feels like you don't get it, it doesn't make sense, it might even feel dangerous. Like if you grew up in a church culture where they were like, you're broken, or even if you didn't grow up in it, but you found your way into it, as so many of us have, it might feel like this is a dangerous way to think about it. And I just want you to allow all of that doubt, all of the like criticism to just like also be here. You don't have to make it wrong or judge it. Nothing bad is happening about that. But maybe just see like, is there any part of you that can invite in this other way of feeling? Like, what if you're not broken? What if you're within yourself inclined toward healing, and like your natural state is a process of healing and knitting back together? And then what if you could tune in to the process that's like naturally occurring in you of healing and mending and growing and like uncovering? If you could tune into it to the point where then you could walk others through it, and then you could get paid for it, and that could be your business. So there's this rewriting of our abundance story, basically, that also has to do with healing intimacy wounds. And all of that it's the place setting for your work. And it's one of the pieces that I think, like, we can skip it. You can skip it and you can build your business a different way. You can follow rules. You can like even learn some of the energetic pieces around manifesting or like speeding up your progress. But what I find is that if you don't do the healing piece, it doesn't flow. It doesn't feel as good. It's basically like if you don't do the healing piece, the power of your power is like this rushing water that's like trying to get through this hose, and there's like a kink in it. So it's like a tiny bit can come out and you can like live off of that. Your business can thrive. I see so many that do, and it's amazing. And it's like healing is unkinking the hose, and then it would be like 10 times.